Hello and welcome to the world of Mortal Coil. I'm John Pratt and I'm the lead design on this project. In Mortal Coil, the game takes place in the 14th century, where the Black Plague is ravaging the world. As people lay dying, they're faced with a grim choice. Either they can die in agony, or they can let go of their mortality and live on as a creature of legend. In this game, the player will have a choice between either the vampire or the Templar
indeed.
factions. We'll be playing as the vampires for this demo, specifically because this is where the SIP lies. So let's actually get into the game. Alright, now that we're actually in the game proper, we can take a look at what we have set up on the field here. We already have the Templar units here waiting for the player, and now the player can actually allocate units any way they like. So, up in the top right corner, you'll see all the units we can place. We can put down one of the Megalo, who is our big tough guy of the lot. He takes the most damage, and he deals out a healthy amount of his own. And to get through this fight, we're actually going to use the Ligatero. He is the assassin vampire, and we're going to put him on each side of these walls, and just to show that we can't actually use more score than we have allocated, if I try and select the Strix and put him down, it won't let me put him anywhere on the board. So, I'll just take one more Ligatero and put him down. As soon as we use our score up, we can enter right into battle. I'm going to attack the War Priest, and while it does a healthy amount of damage, it's not really the way the vampires are meant to fight. One of the things that makes the vampires really unique is that they can scale structures and they can go into stealth. So, before I really wanted to declare this prototype a success, I had a few conditions I had to meet. First of all, units needed to be able to go into stealth, and this will be determined by what the enemy units could see. Enemy units will be able to see player units within X range to the front or to the sides of them, and as I mentioned, this will determine whether or not the player can actually go into stealth. 2. Units that are behind meshes cannot be seen by enemy units. So if I try and go into stealth right now, because he is behind the wall, I can do that. It activates placeholder particle we currently have going, and it just shows the player that yes, you are in stealth. Next, units that are above a certain elevation cannot be seen by enemy units. So if I stand on top of the scaffold, or I'm on top of the wall or something, at least at a certain elevation, you can no longer be seen by the enemy units, and this can be just set in the Explorer in the game. And as I mentioned, you can actually scale the terrain, so I can go up and over this wall. As long as I don't cross this sight line, I'm okay, which is the fourth and final point. Player units who attack enemy units or cross their sight line will lose their stealth status. Now, when the vampires attack from stealth, they do get a significant buff to their damage. In fact, this unit isn't even going to get a turn because of the buff. Now, as I showed before, I'm on the other side of the mesh. I can go into stealth, go up over the wall, and because I just missed their sight lines, I can actually attack from stealth again and deal a good amount of damage. We're actually going to go ahead and come over here and kill the archer. And as you can see, the AI is actually set up to attack the weaker units. So even though Megalo was closer, they went after Ligatero because they know he can't take the punishment. The vampire is set up to be a very run and gun style play, so you get in, you do your damage, and you get out. Otherwise, you're running the risk of being mowed down by the enemy. The vampires are not set up to go toe-to-toe with these units, but once I've picked off a few, that's when I can really start fighting them head-to-head. So what I want to do with this vampire right now is I'm going to Oh, it wasn't his turn, excuse me. So we're actually just going to bring this Legatero over here to kind of serve as a distraction, so because he does have the health to take a few hits. We'll end his turn. We're going to bring him over here and actually put him into stealth. And this is the style of gameplay that I really wanted to achieve in the game with the player. So they have to think about how they're going to approach combat. Now that I'm above them, I can go into stealth. And it's not just how can I best exploit the conditions of the battle, which you're doing, but in an intelligent way. So, I'm directing their sight lines so that I don't lose this stealth status when I do come down. The Legatero here may be a casualty, but we'll just have to see. So I take him, and right now, just to prove the point, if I try and actually move through their sight lines, he loses his stealth status. Goodbye, dark old friend. And the bonus goes with it. Now, this guy who was weak, I'm going to bring him down. He'll keep his stealth status because he stays out of their sight lines, and will actually be able to get a boost from attacking Grand Templar. And I know I'll just be able to finish off the Spearman with the Megalo and get him out of the way. So now, while I might lose a few units, I can actually head back, and even though I'll lose a little bit of a turn here, I'll actually gain more damage from my stealth bonus next round. And I'm just going to have this guy go for it. And Megalo's just going to go toe-to-toe. The Grand Templar is made to be the biggest and toughest of the lot. Getting around this guy's sight lines will probably be impossible. Never mind. So, we're just going to go toe-to-toe with him, just for the sake of moving this demo along. But I was able to accomplish everything that I set out to do in my prototype. My stealth works. You can go behind meshes, you can get up on top of things, you can do everything that you could possibly ever need to do. And, ooh, just enough. Alright. And then, finally, we enter into victory, which will actually take us into our next map. And in victory or defeat, that's going to be the world of Mortal Coil. And it will take you throughout Italy, through Spain, even France. And we're really looking to make this a wide and expansive game. I hope you've enjoyed my SIP, and I look forward to seeing you in the future.